This is Dylan Ponderosa reporting live for you from the Rockland newsroom. Today we will be interviewing a veteran fire captain from Sac City Fire Department, Captain Carl. Good morning, Captain Carl. I have a few questions for you. First, what is the worst wildfire you have ever had to deal with?
The worst wildfires that we go on are those located along the American River Parkway. Sacramento County, we have two major rivers that run through it, and due to that, they pose a bunch of different issues. Those could be access issues on how we get our apparatus in there to extinguish or find those fires, as well as the dense vegetation that grows along those rivers. And due to that dense vegetation, they're harder to extinguish.
Ooh, that sounds crazy. Next, what is the difference between a wildfire and a construction fire?
The main differences between wildfires and house fires are the areas in which they're located. House fires are usually contained to the building of origin. They very seldom spread to adjacent buildings or any larger than the home in which they started. Whereas wildfires, due to their nature, can grow to extremely large sizes, and because of that pose a significant hazard.
Oh, okay. Next, what is normally harder to put out?
To put out, house fires are usually easier. These incidents usually last a couple of hours and utilize 30 or so personnel, whereas wildfires can last weeks to even months and require hundreds of firefighters to extinguish, and also require specialized equipment to put out.
Oh, that makes sense. Also, is there different equipment you need to use for different fires?
The equipment used to extinguish house fires, as well as wildland fires, are similar but different. House fires usually require 1 3/4 to 2.5 inch hose, and that's the hose that we use to actually extinguish the fire. And we use 5-inch hose for our water supply, so that would be the hose that's hooked up to a hydrant and supplies the water to the engine. Wildfires require hose as well to extinguish. Usually that's 1.5 inches, but it also requires saws, scraping and grubbing tools. The larger incidents require helicopters and airplanes to drop retardant, as well as bulldozers to clear dense vegetation out of the way.
So much to know. So what type of fire do you get called to the most?
Most often we are called out to rubbish fires. Now usually these are homeless in nature, homeless using them to stay warm or to cook food. In the summer, we do have our influx of smaller wildland fires, but these are usually vacant lots, no more than 1 acre in size.
Interesting. So in that case, what is your favorite fire to fight?
My favorite fire to fight is a house fire. It's exciting when the bells go off to run to the engine, throw on your turnouts, and race the adjacent fire companies to be the first one there. It's like the ultimate thrill ride to get there first and to be able to be the first one to stretch the hose and extinguish it.
Very cool. What is the main cause of most of the fires you go on? Humans, nature, something else?
There are many causes to the fires that we go on. I would say most often they're human caused in nature. This can either be purposeful, which we call arson, or accidental. I would say that the bulk of ours are arson related. Somebody set somebody's stuff on fire, or it could be accidental, like I said, food left on the stove, unattended, faulty wiring, some sort of thing that's not up to code, which is human in nature. In the city of Sacramento, we have very few fires which are natural caused. We don't have a lot of lightning strikes or anything else which would be natural.
Thank you for joining us, Carl. Hopefully you get some sleep tonight. That wraps up our interview for today. Hopefully you learned something new and have maybe been inspired to become a firefighter.